And we are back, and this is going to be our debut of AAA when we're talking about shows.
So let's talk first, before we get to the actual show itself, let's talk about a couple of themes that we saw. And there are two in particular I want to bring up. The first one is the music videos.
Oh my god. Now, they do this all the time, but the Titantrons that they have for the guys was so distracting.
But what about the music videos in between the matches?
Oh yes, so between the matches they had these are large bands.
They had like musical numbers in between the matches.
They had like a rap group in there, which were fine. They had like a Spanish rock band that was really good.
Yeah.
I hated it at first because it was kind of annoying, but then I understood what was going on, and I'm like, okay, I need to immerse myself in the culture a little bit, and I actually had a good time with it.
Right.
And obviously they needed a distraction to clean the ring. So that happened.
So let's talk about the context. So this is the first show that Lucha Libre AAA has done since
the COVID
March.
shutdown.
So this is their first show since March of this year.
And they were promoting to the Triplemania, which was going to happen in August.
Right.
So then they obviously had to cancel that show, and this was the first one here.
And so there were actually a lot of matches that were originally on this card that didn't happen on this card.
Yes. So there was going to be a Rhea de Reinas championship match.
Right. That
it was
happen.
Lady Shani and Taya Valkyrie, and that was removed.
Right.
The reason given for it, I believe, is because Taya is now in the United States, and there might have been some visa issues.
Right.
This is to what I was heard of.
Right.
There was a match with, I believe there was a tournament as well.
There was a tournament that was canceled as well, yes.
Yes, there was a tournament that was canceled, and I think really there were a couple of Impact Wrestling matches that were going to happen.
There were a couple of Impact wrestlers that were going to be involved in this as well, but there was a lot of cancellations with it. So that's kind of the context. So this is the first AAA match that we've had. It's first AAA event that's happened since March.
Right.
So let's go back to the actual videos that you saw. So if anyone's not aware, Tiger Height actually did the artwork for the matches themselves.
Yep.
He was hired by AAA
because the first person did such a fucking awesome job.
So he did not do the actual Titantrons. The Titantrons were not done by Tiger
because
Height.
it pissed me off, and I wouldn't have given that to anybody in my entire life.
It's like if you
what it was, basically they slapped the name of the wrestler doing some poses in like a random background with some fuzz on it, and called it a fucking day. It was something that I would have done when I was a freshman in goddamn college. It was that bad. It pissed me off, and everybody looked the same, and it was terrible. I liked the main entrance way that they had with the AAA logo, but I did not like the stupid little side entrance that they did.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand why they do it, because they always have like a two-sided thing, but they could have set this up so much better than they did.
Before we get to the actual show stuff, there's one other thing I want to touch on, and that is the Spanish-English commentary.
Oh, okay. So
it was Hugo Sandovich, I think, that did that, right?
Yes, it was Hugo Sandovich and then some other guy. So they were doing.
If that name sounds familiar, it's the same Hugo who was in WWE for a
very
long
time, like 30 years.
Yeah.
So what they were doing was
Hugo was doing the English for like 2 sentences, and then he was Spanish.
Then he switched back to Spanish. So what happened was they were doing the show in Spanish, basically, for the majority of the time. But then all of a sudden, like at the most random of times, and it was really prominent during the Kenny Omega match.
Yes, it was.
That they switched over to English.
Right.
Like commentary
in
English.
And I don't know if they did that because of the fact that maybe more Americans would be watching it because of Kenny Omega.
I understand that. I understand
what
that
case is.
I understand that to a point, but why do it on the same?
Right.
If you're going to do Spanish commentary, do Spanish commentary. I enjoy the Spanish commentary a lot more than the little English pushing in. Once again, when you go into this kind of aura from somebody who did English commentary for New Japan, I still like to listen to the Japanese commentary because with the style of the wrestling, it fits it better.
Right.
And obviously, I don't fully understand it, but we were starting to click on it a little bit more because with the visualization and the context that it was presented to us, we could understand it.
Right.
But switching between the two, it jarred me so bad, it was hard for me to get it.
Right.
The ring mat was bright.
Oh my god,
yellow.
that ring mat! Oh fuck me.
The ring mat was bright yellow. It was so It was so distracting.
Yeah, it was.
The camera angles were dog shit.
Oh god, yes.
Every way, shape, or form.
That hard camera angle was like 10 miles away from the ring.
Well, okay, so what happened was they were in this big arena. Right, I'm gonna try to paint this picture.
And because of COVID,
they like squished it.
So because of COVID,
why?
Well, because of COVID, you can't have fans in the arena.
I understand
it
that,
was
but
behind closed doors. So what
you can use the whole arena,
right? But they tried to do like the WWE Thunderdome concept. They tried to make it smaller than it actually was.
Then they tripped up, fell on their face, and it was in shit.
It was
really bad.
Terrible.
Like if you could not pull it off, just use the whole arena. It's okay if it's empty.
Right.
It's fine.
Right.
It just looked really bad.
But anyways, that's pretty much all I wanted to touch on.
I don't know. I mean, would you consider this or CMLL? CMLL did it right.
Yes.
We saw a CMLL show, and they used the whole arena.
Yeah.
They set it up just like they would always.
Right.
And it just, I mean, even though there were no fans in there, it felt like a big show.
Right.
This show kind of felt like, let's just throw it together and push it.
Right.
And it was really stupid.
Right.
I was really mad about it.
But the matches themselves were decent. I mean, unless there's something else you want to talk about before we get to the matches, let's get to the matches.
Yeah, not off the top of my head. All right, so it was Purpura del Norte. So I'm going to butcher these, by the way.
Tito Santana.
Carta Brava Jr. and Mocha Carta Jr.
No, it's Carla?
Carta Jr. Yeah. Versus Dinastia, who replaced... Dinastia, who replaced Nino Hamburgueras. I'm not sure why he was not there.
The hamburger boy?
Yeah, the hamburger boy. Maximo and Mr. Iguana.
Mr. Iguana was amazing.
Right. So once again, the camera angles really showed their shit.
Right. But Mr. Iguana was a star of that show.
Mr. Iguana was awesome.
Yeah.
I liked Purpura del Norte's triple team moves. They were really good.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a fun. It
was fun.
It was a fun, easy to digest opener. I was very happy about this.
It was a current jerker match. But Mr. Iguana, he really knows his spots.
Purpura del Norte won.
Yes.
So yes, they did win. I'm not sure if there's any kind of anything for this, but maybe or maybe not.
Right.
Three-way tag team match for the AAA World Tag Team Champions. It was Los Lucha Brothers, Fenix and Pentagon Jr. versus Nuetes del Aire, which is Myzteziz.
Nuetes del Aire.
Yeah, say it again.
Myzteziz Jr. and Octagon Jr.
And Los Mercenarios.
Mercenarios.
I was close. Which is Texano Jr. and Rey Escorpion. Same thing. So
thick.
This match was awesome.
It was a good match.
Now, okay, there was one thing that I do want to talk about this match, Phoenix. So, Pentagon got hurt.
Yes.
Well, it was a storyline.
It was a storyline hurt. So he went to the back. Half of Phoenix mask came off during this match.
What happened was Texano, because a part of being the mercenaries, they don't generally follow the traditions of Lucha Libre.
Right.
So ripping the masks, showing disrespect. Texano Jr. got a little overzealous and basically exposed Phoenix.
Right.
So basically for the rest of the match, other than very strategic camera angles, they did not show Phoenix's face.
No, they did not.
Because it was totally exposed.
Right.
If they did a close-up, you could see eyes, nose, mouth, whole 9 yards.
Right.
You would have known who he was. And right now we still don't.
Right.
We don't know what he looks like. So they were very strategic on making sure that Phoenix was not exposed.
So they really used that hard camera angle because it was 10 miles away.
Yep. And obviously when Pentagon came out, they really showcased Pentagon a lot more because then Phoenix can hold his mask.
Right.
But while he was wrestling, since he was the only one of Lucha Brothers out there then, they couldn't do anything.
Right.
So even despite the obvious, just kind of overzealous of ripping of the mask,
it was an okay match.
The match, I liked the match a lot.
Yeah.
This was one of my favorites.
It was.
But yes, they did win with the assisted package pile driver.
They are still the AAA World Tag Team Champions.
Yes. This match was weird. So there's the Copa Triplemania Femenil
match.
I was close.
So it consisted of the following.
Oh, is there a
Lady
list?
Maravilla.
Yep.
Hades, Big Mommy.
Pimpinera Esperanza.
Yep.
Mamba.
Mm-hmm.
Chik, Tormenta.
Yep.
Faby Apache. And La Hiedra.
Along with Lady Maravilla and the eventual winner, Lady Shani.
Lady Shani, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry,
the eventual winner was Lady Shani,
and they were the first two in the match as well.
Eliminated Lady Maravilla by submission.
I liked this match a lot.
It was okay. I was surprised because they don't do the bell or anything when someone taps or is pinned or anything.
Right.
So
they just kind of stop.
Right.
We had that same issue with CMLL because they do the whistle.
Right.
It's like it's just kind of weird because sometimes you just don't know if the match is over.
Oh,
or
is
not.
it over yet? Yeah.
Yeah. You got. You actually have to pay attention.
Right. But I like the spot where the ref was kind of down for a little bit so that you could get some like heel tactics going on.
Right.
That sort of thing. It was an okay match. I mean, there was usual spots, whatever. Right. But yeah, that's about it. I don't have much to say about it.
I thought it was good. I thought it was a good replacement to the Ty Valkyrie match.
It was okay.
Lady Shandi is still the top contender.
Yes,
obviously. So we'll have her. That's going to be
a great match when everything
comes
back.
Well, the one thing I really loved is Lady Shandi's different submission holds that she put on.
Shani. It's not Shandi. You want to put a D in there for some reason.
I don't know.
It's Lady Shani.
Maybe I want to put the D in her. I'm just kidding.
Okay, then.
So, Lady Shani did some really cool submissions that I was like, this is really neat.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a really fun match.
It was a good match.
So, next match. Los Psycho Circus, Psycho Clown, Monster Clown, and Murder Clown versus Blue Demon Jr. and La Familia Real, which is LA Park and El Hijo de LA Park.
Now, this is not La Parka,
who was inducted posthumous into the AAA Hall of Fame.
Now, there's an interesting story about this. If you don't know,
LA Park is the original LA Park.
El Hijo de LA Park is the actual son of LA Park.
Yes, so
La Parka,
LA Park left the company.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, he left the company, but there was a dispute on who owned the LA Park name.
Right.
So then AAA tried to do LA Park, and LA Park that we know now switched to La Parka. But then they both switched back around.
Right.
So the second LA Park is now La Parka.
Right.
And LA Park is LA Park.
Right.
So there's a big difference between those because La Parka was the one who passed away, and LA Park is the original LA Park.
Right.
La Parka was the remake.
Right.
So that's what's going on there. This match was weird.
It was really weird. I didn't get it. There were
some good spots, but overall the match was
There was some great animosity between Blue Demon Jr. and LA Park. I can dig that match. That'd be a great match.
I would have rather have had that match than this bullshit. But Los Psycho Circus did win.
There wasn't really a lot going on afterwards.
Psycho Clown did. I think they pinned El Hijo de LA Park.
Yeah, it was some sort of like power bomb or something.
No, it was a Spanish Fly.
It was Spanish Fly.
It was a Spanish Fly by Psycho Clown. Obviously, the Psycho Circus, even though it's the silliest thing in the world, they're so freaking over in AAA. But it is what it is. I just I had the feeling that they just wanted to have the Psycho Circus in there somewhere. Really, the match was Blue Demon Jr. and LA Park.
Right, it was.
That was the match.
Anyways, let's go to this one. So, what is the background for this match? If you don't mind telling our fans,
this is going to be the Marvel Lucha Libre exhibition match.
So, why is this match happening?
The The Funko Pop Company is going to be releasing an exclusive Lucha Libre edition line of Marvel superheroes.
Right.
And to promote this, Marvel went to AAA because obviously they have masks and all of this, and it's a big event, and especially there's a huge thing for superheroes.
Right.
They wanted to do a exhibition match featuring luchadors dressed up as the luchadors that are going to be a part of this exclusive Lucha Libre.
Right.
It is Terror, Purpura, and Venenoide. We both butchered that immensely. I know that. Versus Arcano and Leyenda
Americana.
Peanut Gallery is so weird with
just shut up and
this match was awesome.
It was actually a good match.
I thought this match was going to be kind of a stinker.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Was really
I
good.
heard exhibition. I'm like, oh shit, this is going to be fucking terrible.
If I am not mistaken, Arcano, he did a lot of moves and he looked really similar in a lot of ways to Leo Rush. He did like the running off the ropes and stopping and going to another rope. He did the springing off the bottom rope up into a stunner.
That's really all that we know at this point in time. I'm sure if we look on our wiki. I have not
seen anybody else move
if we can look on our Wikipedia, I'm sure we'll figure it out.
Even though we're reading this off of Wikipedia, so it was Leo Rush.
It was Leo Rush. Wait, who was the other one? Daga. Okay.
It was Daga. So Daga was Americana. Leo Rush was Arcano. Venenoide was a Black Taurus, which I'm not surprised about. And then Terror Purpura. Really?
That's Brian Cage. Terror Purpura was Brian Cage.
Terror Purpura was Brian Cage? That's
nice.
Interesting.
Okay.
I kind of wish they had their OG gimmicks. They did a fantastic job.
That was a fantastic match. No wonder it was so good.
Right? They had some decent wrestlers.
Anyways.
The villains won.
Which is really weird. Anyways.
This was a fun match.
Speaking of villains winning, let's talk about Kenny Omega with Michael Nakazawa versus Laredo Kid with Elio de
Vikingo.
I don't know.
It's a Viking with an O, so it's Vikingo.
Vikingo. I don't know. Who cares?
That's
Who
his name.
cares for the AAA Mega Champion? Kenny Omega just continues to collect those belts and keep them.
It was a super one-winged angel. It was off the second rope.
It was.
And he managed to jump backwards, but push Laredo Kid forwards, and it was super good. This is why Kenny Omega is, the belt collector right now. He is just so good, top of his game. Peanut Gallery said he is the best heel. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to disagree with you. I still think it's Roman Reigns.
I want to see a match between Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns.
It's not going to happen because apparently McMahon thinks Keith Lee needs more training.
I know.
So, but yes, Kenny Omega did win. Laredo Kid is still the AAA World Cruiserweight Champion.
Yes.
But Kenny Omega is still the AAA Mega Champion and the AEW World Champion.
Maybe next is the Impact World Champion.
You never know. Finally, our main event in a hardcore, no disqualification match.
It's a Lucha de Apuestas hair versus hair match.
So basically, it is a special attraction lucha match is basically what that means.
And it is Pagano with Lady Shani versus Chessman with Texano Jr.
Yes, this match. So, as a part of a hardcore match, I loved it a lot.
Right.
As a main event, I loved it a lot.
It was a good main event.
They built this nice.
Yeah.
They showed a brief little clip of the rivalry going into it, so it got me caught up.
Yep.
Very excited for it because I know it's like, okay, this is a grudge match, and they built it like that.
Right.
They went at each other immediately with hard shots. They did not waste any time doing any kind of rest holds or anything because this is a grudge match.
Right.
This is how you book this.
Right.
This is main event against somebody that you absolutely despise.
Right.
Hair versus hair in Lucha Libre. And that's how I felt. I'm like, this is main event. I thought this. I'm happy this one was the main event.
Right.
Other than even Kenny Omega and Laredo Kid, even though maybe technically that one was better, this one felt more real.
It felt like the main event.
Right. Pagano did win.
Yep.
And it was the funniest thing ever. They did a spot where Pagano drove Chessman through a table that was sitting on like an old beat up truck, right?
Yeah.
And that was the ending of the match. Pagano got back in the ring because generally with hair versus hair, they give you like the first lock of hair, whatever. So obviously Chessman is hurt.
Right.
He's on a table. He went through it off of he was probably maybe 9-10 feet in the air.
He was on a stretcher and was rolled back into the ring by the doctors.
They just put a fucking Fred Flintstone Band-Aid on his back and just shoved him in the ring.
so that the owner of Lucha Libre AAA could proceed to shave his hair.
I don't think that was the owner. Was that the owner? No, it was just some random bitch.
No, I thought it was the owner. I don't
think it was Pena, no.
Oh.
It wasn't the president. It was just some random girl who they probably got because of certain COVID restrictions. Right. That's what I have a feeling. And obviously, with the first lock of hair is given to the person, we did a hair versus mask match with Dr. Wagner Jr. and
that's right.
Blue Demon Jr. at the last Triplemania that we covered.
Right.
And that's what happened. He, and for some reason, apparently Blue Demon is a barber, so he was allowed to shave the head and hold the hair up and whatever. I think it was because of COVID, honestly.
Right. But whatever. Whatever the case is.
But Chessman grabbed the hair, the first lock, and threw it at Pagano. Once again, great heel work.
Right.
It still drove the story because there was a lot going on. There was some interference as well with the rest of the mercenaries because Chessman is a part of the mercenaries. Right. And we had Octagon. It was Octagon and Myzteziz Jr.
Right.
Going Myzteziz. So once again, you had to tie in with this match. Can you stop moving my goddamn desk?
Well, you can lock this,
Shut up.
Anyways.
So anyway, it was a great little tie-in.
It was.
Great little tie-in. And it was a great little thing. It was a great ending to a show.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was it. Rating and best match of the night.
I'm going to give the entire show, Triplemania 37, I think it is. I'm going to give it a...
28.
28?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay.
And my favorite match... Honestly, I like the Marvel Exhibition match the most.
Okay.
Which is super weird.
It is super weird. Anyways, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. And I'm going to give match of the night to the Omega match.
Of course it is.
Call me an American, but
I know.
At least I know a little bit about Kenny Omega.
Well, you see, the thing was, I was shocked of how good this match was.
I was shocked about how good that match was as well. And
they paced it nice,
yeah.
And it was great. And with this one, I knew it was going to be a good match.
But of course, when you have Brian Cage and
when you had Brian Cage, Black Taurus versus Leo Rush and Daga.
You know you're going to have a good time.
Right, and I think they set that up that way, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a terrible match, but then it ended up being awesome.
Right.
So that's why I gave it that, because it exceeded that expectation.
Right.
With an Omega match, I know it's going to be
good.
Oh,
yeah, of course.
And honestly, with this match, there were some things that I was not a big fan of overall.
But I like Kenny Omega's his storyline, his story of becoming the biggest heel.
And I'm sorry, and that English commentary really soured me on the match, too. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed our little rant. If you enjoyed it,
yes. Next week, TLC, and we are going to cover Super J Cup.
Maybe Ring of Honor.
I think we're going to defer Ring of Honor to the week afterwards. We'll talk about it.
I think it is a week after, but I will double check.
Bible study is returning. Wrestling lessons is returning.
Actually, I'm going to double check. Can you filibuster for 10 seconds?
Yeah, I'm going to filibuster for a few minutes here and talk about...
A few minutes? 10 seconds.
Oh, well, who cares at this point?
No, I'm checking it right now on the show. Okay, so it is on the 18th. So, yes, we are going to have to do a... we're going to have to do a little powwow of what we're going to do.
Yes, we are.
So, anyway, we'll be back. And follow us on social media.
Yep.
Become a patron. Also,
join our Discord because Peanut Gallery is now a moderator on Discord.
Yes, it's going to be all linked. I put it all in that little link tree, but it's not link tree because it actually costs money for link tree. It does the same thing, except it's free, and I can put as many as I want. So
hooray!
Go ahead and follow everything, do everything, donate, and as always, be
majestic.